The orbital defense grid locked onto my escape pod before I even stopped bouncing. Sirens screamed across the sky in violet arcs. A mechanical voice translated into my helmet, "Royal engagement detected. War status pending confirmation." Countdown initiated. I was still upside down in a smoking crater when something the size of a cathedral descended through the clouds and announced that I had just proposed marriage to their queen. I had only blinked because dust got in my eye. That was the exact moment their fleet armed planetary cannons. The countdown projected above my pod read 3 minutes 20 seconds. Apparently, if a foreign organism proposes to the Queen without authorization, it triggers a ceremonial war. I unstrapped myself and fell onto a surface that felt like polished stone but pulsed faintly under my boots. The sky was pale silver, streaked with vertical lines of drifting light like rain frozen mid-fall. Creatures surrounded the crater in perfect concentric circles. They were tall, segmented, with translucent skin and luminous veins running like circuitry beneath the surface. Every single one of them stared at me without blinking. That should have been my warning. A figure larger than the rest floated forward, carried by a disk of rotating prisms. Her crown was not a crown, but a lattice of living crystal that refracted the sky. My suit translated the harmonic vibrations coming from her throat. "Bold suitor, you initiate union by sacred ocular compression." "I didn't initiate anything," I said. I just blinked. The translator paused. Then it said, "He repeats the vow." The crowd rippled. Behind me, my pod's emergency beacon began transmitting automatically. That must have looked like fireworks. The Queen tilted her head. Her pupils widened, and I blinked again. The sky darkened instantly. Above us, massive ring-shaped ships rotated into attack alignment. "Second affirmation received," the translator declared. The countdown dropped to 2 minutes 40 seconds. I raised both hands. "Stop blinking," I muttered to myself, which is when I realized my visor auto-cleans every 5 seconds. It forces a micro-blink reflex. The Queen extended a limb toward me. Her skin brightened. His devotion overwhelms protocol. "Prepare consummation of alliance." A vibration rolled across the ground. From the horizon, armored units advanced. They moved like folding towers, unfolding into spiked configurations. My helmet crackled. Command was finally responding. Unidentified life forms powering weapons. "Evan, report." I accidentally proposed to their queen by blinking. There was silence. Then someone said, "Repeat." Blinking is a marriage proposal here. On the alien side, a massive structure unfolded from beneath the surface, like a stadium rising. Crowds filled it instantly. Banners of shimmering membrane unfurled overhead. The translator chimed again. "Foreign suitor demonstrates extreme fertility signal." What fertility signal? "Rapid ocular contractions." I froze. "Stop translating that." The Queen leaned closer. Her breath felt like warm static. "Your species blinks repeatedly in presence of sovereign. You assert dominance and devotion simultaneously. This is rare and powerful." My visor auto-cleaned again. The entire arena gasped in unison. Above us, their fleet shifted formation. On my HUD, Earth Command escalated to defensive posture. Orbital satellites adjusted trajectory. Two militaries were about to vaporize each other because I had dry eyes. "Queen," I said carefully, forcing my eyes open painfully wide. "In my culture, blinking is involuntary." The translator hesitated. "Involuntary proposal, yes." "No?" "I mean, it doesn't mean marriage." The Queen's glow dimmed slightly. Murmurs spread. A secondary figure floated beside her, smaller, sharper. Deception detected, it said. The countdown hit 1 minute, 30 seconds. On Earth's channel, someone said, "We are seeing weapons charge. Authorization for preemptive strike." "Negative," another voice snapped. "He's still down there." The Queen circled me slowly. "You emit blinking even under threat." "That implies sincerity. That implies eyeballs." The smaller alien pulsed red. "He mocks sacred right." The arena darkened. Massive pillars rose around us, each containing swirling energy. My pod's beacon fired again. On their scanners, that probably looked like I was signaling my wedding guests. A planetary AI voice boomed across the sky. "Interstellar union with unknown genetic architecture detected. Hive consensus required." The ground beneath my feet vibrated harder. More ships entered orbit. Earth's fleet jumped in. Now there were two armadas pointing weapons at each other, while I stood in a crater arguing about eyelids. "Queen," I said, "if blinking means marriage, what does not blinking mean?" She paused. The translator rendered it slowly. "Not blinking signifies eternal challenge." I felt my stomach drop. I had been forcing my eyes open for 30 seconds. Around us, the alien army shifted posture. Weapons locked. "Eternal challenge," the translator repeated. The smaller alien raised its limbs. "He refuses union. He declares perpetual war." The countdown reset. Now it read 0 minutes 40 seconds until ceremonial annihilation. Earth Command shouted in my ear. "Evan, what did you just do?" I stopped blinking. "Why would you?" "Because blinking means marriage." "Then blink." "I can't." "Now it means surrendering from eternal war." The Queen stared at me. Unblinking. If I blinked, I married her. If I didn't, I declared infinite war. My visor auto-cleaned. Micro-blink. The arena erupted. Energy pillars flared brilliant white. "Third vow confirmed," the translator sang. Marriage sealed. The countdown froze at 12 seconds. The alien fleet powered down. Earth's weapons halted mid-charge. Across the sky, thousands of alien ships shifted from attack formation into symmetrical spirals. Music filled the air. Not music exactly, more like gravitational harmonics vibrating the atmosphere. The Queen extended both limbs. Union achieved. Hostilities dissolved. Earth Command went silent. Then someone said very quietly, "Congratulations." The smaller alien dimmed reluctantly. The suitor demonstrates resilience through conflicting signals. Tradition recognizes paradox as supreme devotion. I stood there, eyes watering, officially engaged to an extraterrestrial monarch, because my helmet firmware was aggressive. The next phase began immediately. Drones descended. They sprayed a mist that hardened into a shimmering cloak around my shoulders. Symbols crawled across its surface. The translator updated. "By ocular covenant, you assume co-rulership during integration cycle. I don't want co-rulership. Refusal triggers cosmic dishonor. Which triggers what? War." I nodded slowly. Of course. Earth Command broke in again. "Our diplomatic AI is requesting clarification of your marital status." "Tell it. I'm working on it." The Queen gestured, and a platform rose from the arena floor. We ascended above the crowd. From this height, I saw the entire city. It was not built. It was grown. Structures curved organically, connected by luminous bridges. Every citizen stared upward. Not blinking. The Queen leaned close again. Display sustained devotion. I understood too late. She wanted prolonged eye contact. I tried. 30 seconds. 40. My eyes burned. The crowd vibrated with approval. At 1 minute, tears streamed down my cheeks. A massive holographic symbol appeared over the city. Emotional overflow, the translator explained. Public fertility surge across the planet. Sirens shifted to celebration tones. Earth's AI interrupted. Alien population spike detected. Your blinking pattern is influencing their reproductive algorithm. I'm not doing that intentionally. You are currently trending across their hive network. Great. The Queen's voice softened. You adapt well, consort. Listen carefully, I whispered. If I remove my helmet, my blinking will increase. She brightened. A greater vow. That's not what I mean. The smaller alien interjected again. Helmet removal indicates genetic merge. See? I said. That sounds dangerous. Danger signifies passion. Behind us, their planetary AI projected a massive genetic lattice. It began integrating my biometric data from the suit. Earth Command panicked. They're copying your genome. Can they stop? Unclear. The Queen raised her limbs again. Integration ceremony begins. Above us, ships aligned into a ring that blocked out the sun. Energy arced between them, forming a dome over the city. I realized with horror that my blinking frequency was being mapped as a sacred rhythm. Their entire culture was synchronizing to it. If I blinked fast, their architecture shifted color. If I blinked slowly, their gravity stabilizers adjusted. My eyelids were now part of planetary infrastructure. Earth's fleet commander said, if he falls asleep, what happens? No one answered. The Queen spoke again. You will rest soon. Your blinking shall guide our tides. I forced my eyes open again. Actually, I think I'm fine. My visor flashed a low hydration warning. This was escalating beyond marriage. This was civil engineering. I tried to explain human eye lubrication. The translator converted it into, he produces sacred fluids. The crowd roared. A secondary moon ignited overhead, reacting to my tear ducts. The smaller alien bowed reluctantly. His biological emissions power our satellite. Earth Command groaned audibly. The planetary AI completed its integration scan. Genetic compatibility improbable, but symbolically sufficient, it declared. Symbolically sufficient for what? I asked. Shared sovereignty. Fireworks erupted across the sky. The dome shimmered with patterns matching my last blink interval. The Queen placed a crystalline band on my wrist. It tightened instantly. My suit registered it as an external nervous system interface. Please tell me that's decorative. It connects you to the hive. The city's lights flickered. Suddenly, I felt thousands of presences. Not thoughts exactly. More like synchronized attention. Every alien on the planet was waiting for my next blink. I held my eyes open. They held still. I blinked once. A tidal surge rippled across distant oceans. I blinked twice. Orbiting ships adjusted. Earth Command whispered, you are literally controlling their climate. I laughed nervously. The Queen leaned in again. Together we balance. I realized something else. If I stopped blinking entirely, their systems would stall. If I blinked too much, they would overload. My involuntary reflex had become a global metronome. Queen, I said carefully, we need calibration. Calibration is intimacy. Then let's be very intimate about safety protocols. For the first time, she hesitated. Behind her, the smaller alien pulsed uncertainly. Earth's AI suggested induce a steady blink rate. I don't have a dial for that. My visor beeped again. Auto clean cycle imminent. 5 seconds. 4. 3. I held my eyes open desperately. 2. 1. The visor triggered microblink. Across the planet, every structure brightened to maximum output. Energy surged through the dome. Ships shifted orbit abruptly. The moon flared. The Queen gasped in something that translated as ecstatic revelation. The planetary AI announced, new equilibrium achieved. The climate stabilized. The fleet powered down completely. The hive presence in my mind settled into a steady hum. Earth Command exhaled collectively. The smaller alien bowed deeply. The consort introduces advanced blink modulation. We have entered Golden Age. I stared at the sky, eyes watering uncontrollably. The Queen touched my helmet gently. You are strange, she said. I know. You contradict yourself constantly. That's normal where I'm from. She considered that. Then your people are powerful. Earth Command muted their channel for a moment. When they returned, the diplomat sounded tired. Evan, congratulations. You have prevented interstellar war and accidentally stabilized an alien planet with your eyelids. Is that good? For now, the arena dissolved into celebration. Alien citizens synchronized their non-blinking in respectful intervals. The dome opened, stars reappeared. The Queen stood beside me, luminous and calm. Rest, she said. I blinked slowly. The city dimmed gently in response. For the first time since impact, no weapons were charging. No countdowns ticked. Just a planet waiting for my next involuntary reflex. High above, Earth's fleet maintained cautious orbit. The crystalline band on my wrist pulsed softly. I realized something uncomfortable. If I ever sneezed, this might trigger a coronation. I stared into the silver sky, trying very hard not to think about yawning. The Queen watched me with patient, unblinking devotion. And somewhere deep in the hive network, billions of beings waited for my next tiny catastrophic gesture.